All right, so today's going to be our last day on elimination. Okay, first day we did it. We had the easy problems that were mostly lined up. Numbers were already opposites for us. Okay. Yesterday we had to use the distributive property just in one equation. Okay, just like the warm-up you just did. We had to multiply everything by 2 in that top equation. Okay. Now we're going to look at what happens when you have to multiply in both. Okay. I'm going to give you a hint for how to figure it out, kind of give you a system, okay, for figuring out what to do. All right, so you're going to be doing the distributive property twice. So yesterday in that template, we put an X in one box and we put a number in the other. We're going to have a number in both boxes today. All right, so let's take a look at this first example. Okay, so if you can't see it, first example says 5x plus 6y. Yep, write this down.
So guys, on your thing, right? On your sheet, same kind of deal as yesterday. But like Mr. Hager said, we're going to multiply both of the equations. Right? So let's scroll this down, Mr. Hager. All right, so just like we did yesterday, guys. All right, on the top of that square, just like we did last, we're on the back side now with the times tables, right? So we want to multiply both of the equations by a number to eliminate. Yesterday, we only had to do 1. We only had to multiply 1 to get what we want, right? What are we trying to get again? What 3 things are we trying to get?
A number.
Okay, what about the number? In both equations, same number, what else? Different signs, what else? Same variable, right? So we're doing the same thing, and we got to make sure, Benjamin, we got to make sure that it's also lined up, right? What do I mean? What do Mr. Hager and I mean by if it's lined up or not?
Like what number.
Right? Laura, where do we want the numbers? On what side of the equal sign? On the left, right? What do we want on the right, Laura? There's numbers only, right? Letters on the left, numbers on the right. Okay? And again, like we said, it's got to be lined up. Only difference from yesterday today is we're multiplying both by a number. Not one, we got to multiply both. Okay?
All right. So the tricky part about this is you have to decide. Okay? Are you going to try to eliminate x, or are you going to try to eliminate y? Either one here is doable, and they're both about the same amount of work. What do you guys want to try to eliminate? Want to try to eliminate? Okay, so if we're going to try to eliminate x, that means we're going to try to make the number in the top and the bottom the same. Okay, somehow. So we chose x. So if you get stuck, okay, what you can do is look at your times tables chart, okay, on that sheet, and start thinking, okay, what are the multiples of 5? Okay, multiples of 5 are like 5, 10, 15, 20. So if we multiply 5 by something, we're going to get numbers like this. 25. What about if you multiply 3? What kind of numbers do you
What
get?
we start with? 3 times 1 is what? After that will be what? 6.
Answer.
What are the numbers? 9, 12, one more. 18. Okay. So these are your multiples of 5. These are your multiples of 3. You're trying to find a number that's in both lists. 5 is not in both lists. 15. Good. Okay. So 15 is in both lists. So what do you multiply 5 by to make it 15? Okay, you can multiply it by 3. Now, remember in this bottom equation, we want one of them to be a positive 15. We want the other one to be a what? A negative 15. Okay? If you get stuck, you could just think, all right, let me think 15 first, and then we'll think about the negative. So So Tyler, what did you just say? You multiply 3 by to make it,
-5.
right? If you multiply the top by 3, that becomes a 15. If you multiply the bottom by -5, -15. The x's are going to drop off. Okay? There's many, many ways you could do that. That's just one of probably 7 different ways. Any questions on why we picked those two?
So guys, think about now, that next box, right? Think about what we did yesterday. That's not gonna change what we did from yesterday, right? Someone tell me by raising their hand, all right? Someone tell me by raising their hand, what do we have to do now? To get things to eliminate, what operation? Huh? Say it, Dan. What do we have to do now? Put that 3 and that -5. But that 3 and that -5, what do we have to do? Because guys, here's the thing. I can already tell right now the way things are going to go. Number 1, I told you I'm not going to be here on Friday. Mr. Hager's going to be here. All right, listen. We're not. And tomorrow on the review, Friday on the test. If we're not going to pay attention and not in this fool around, we might as well just stop and give the test. We try to make this as basic as possible for you. But if you're not even allowing yourself a chance right now. Some, not all of you, but some of you, because you're not listening. You're not paying attention. Yes, sure, we can go through and just give you the answer, but what sense is that? You're not going to learn anything. Then test time's going to come around on Friday, and everyone's going to be freaking out. Just like some of you that I talked to last week, after last academic week, you didn't pay attention the best you could, and unfortunately your test suffered. You didn't know what to do. All right? So keep that in mind, all right? Because we're not going to be as lenient this week when it comes to test day. All right? So now's the time to pay attention. Try your best. That's all we ask. All right?
I need you, you're not there.
All right? So, Tyler, question.
That wasn't a question, I was going to tell you what.
Okay, thank you, buddy.
You multiply the 3 by all these numbers,
Good.
and then do the same thing to the bottom.
Perfect. Thank you, buddy.
Yep, we'll multiply it out. Can you tell me, Tyler, go ahead, what's 5x times 3?
15.
15x.
X plus,
You want to do the whole, I was going to ask someone else, but you want to do the whole thing?
alright, 18y,
Yep.
and
Need your calculator for the last one?
42.
Okay. Now the bottom one, remember we're multiplying by -5. Okay. Emma, what's 3x times -5? Good. That was the whole goal of multiplying by the numbers we did. So we have opposites now. 15, -15. Okay, Joe, what's -5 times -4y?
12, -5, 20, -20.
Okay, negative times negative is what kind of number? Positive. 5 times 4? 20. What letter do we have on it? Y. And now the last one, that's big to do in our heads. So let's do 16 times -5. And we get -80.
So close.
Okay. Now when we combine them, what letter is going to eliminate? We already decided.
15x.
Yep, 15x, -15x. Okay. Add these up. 18y plus 20y. Good. 38y. And if you get stuck here, just use your calculator. Okay.
-38.
42 minus 80 is -38. Very good.
And divide.
And divide. Tyler's on fire today. What do you get when you divide, Tyler?
-1,
-1. You're done. Good. Okay. Any question on that? Okay. So, what's nice about this is after you multiply, everything's the same as yesterday. There's nothing different. You just have to figure out those two numbers.
All right, guys, so just, again, that middle box is just like yesterday, right? So on the top there, it has a 2 with a blank. You're just going to eliminate one variable. You did that by multiplying. And then you're going to solve for the other. Okay? Just like same as yesterday, the day before, we did that elimination step and the first step. Today we're doing it Today and yesterday, we did it in the second step. There's just two things happening. Benjamin,
Get 18 y.
how do we get 18y?
So we did 3 times 6.
3 times positive 6.
Okay.
Remember, was in that box on the top and the bottom? You're multiplying that by everything, like we talked about yesterday. Usually we would distribute it up to this point. We've only did it by 2 terms, all right? That were just inside the parentheses. This time you have to multiply it to the number that's also after the equal sign. That's a new piece.
Right. If you got this far, okay, and you got stuck at this point on the test, I'd give you most of the points. Okay, I'm going to give you points for getting that equation. I'm going to give you points for getting that equation, and I'm going to give you points for getting y. Okay? The last, to get full credit, now you got to get x. Those are the 4 things I'm going to look for on the test. Did they multiply the equation correctly in the first one? The second one? Did they get y? Did they get x? So there's a lot of partial credit. Okay.
So if you got all that correct, you get like a 75.
Right now, you'd get 3/4 of the points for this problem. So like if this was a 4-point problem, you'd get 3 out of 4 points right now. If you don't show this step, you're going to lose 2 points for not showing out that multiplication step. But I think most people are showing that just fine. So what's my last step?
Plug in y. Negative
Yeah, plug in -1. My suggestion is to go back to the originals because look at the numbers. They're all smaller. Okay. Once you multiplied them, look how big they got. 15, 18, 42 in the original. 5 and 6 and 14. Okay. So we're going to go back to the original.
Guys, hey, Dominic just asked me a question. It does just like we did yesterday, just like we did on Monday. It does not matter which one you plug it into. Top or bottom, whatever you prefer. My suggestion would be pick if there's numbers attached to both y's, pick the smaller number. Right? You might know those times tables a little bit better. If the y is by itself, or the variable to solve for is by itself in one of the equations, pick that one. It involves no multiplication. It's simple. Okay? But whatever you want, you can pick any equation. It does not matter.
So which one you guys want to plug into? Top or bottom? Yeah, equation 2. I think the bottom one is better. So we got 3x minus 4. What am I filling in for y?
negative 1.
-1. Okay, we have 3x. What's -4 times -1?
Positive 4.
+4. Okay, Katie, what's my next step?
I'm still awkward with this.
Think back to how we solve
How do you solve that
equations.
equation? 3x plus 4 equals 16. What would you do?
I've ordered,
Okay. Careful. Close.
I've ordered 16.
It's a positive 4.
Minus 4.
There you go. So you can do that.
Okay, so get 16 minus 4 gives me
14 and 12.
12. And then my last step,
Divide.
divide by 3. So what's x?
4,
X equals 4.
X equals 4. Okay. And that would be the last thing.
So guys, same step as yesterday, right? We're gonna plug the variable into an original equation and solve. Just like we've done on Monday, just like we did yesterday, same exact step. All right, the only thing that's new this time is we're multiplying in both equations, not just one. So Monday, we multiplied in none, it was already set up. Yesterday, we had to multiply to one of them to get what we wanted. Today, we have to multiply in both to get what we want, all right?
Okay, so this one, the numbers are a little smaller. Okay, when you look at it,
Good point, guys.
don't just look at it right now while Mr. Roy is getting you that paper. Try to decide, are you going to eliminate x or y? Okay, just look at it for a minute.
Example page is coming right now, guys.
5 by
Well, let's decide which letter we think we're going to get rid of first.
X.
Okay. Some people say x, some people say y. You could do either one. How many people want to try to get rid of x? Okay. Oh, 10 or so, so it's about half and half.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Okay, so think of your multiples of 2. Somebody name some of the multiples of 2. 2, 4, 6, 8.
10, 12.
No one.
How about some multiples of 3?
3, 6, 9,
9,
12.
12.
So now we're looking in that list. Do we see a number that's in both? 6. So now we know our goal, okay, is to make one of these numbers a 6 and make one of them a -6. Anybody think they see, raise your hand if you see what you can multiply the top equation by to make the x into a 6. Multiply it by what, Isaiah? Perfect. Now in the bottom, we don't want to get a 6. We want a -6. So what would you multiply 3 by to make it -6? -2. Is that the only way to do that? I mean, is this the only way we had to solve the problem? No. You could have chose to eliminate y, and my suggestion would be to make these numbers 12s. You can multiply 3 by something and make it 12. You could have multiplied 4 by something to make it 12. So if you decided to do it that way, that's fine.
And guys, look what's happening here. Some people, I know some people are a little lost. You could also maybe, Mr. Hager might disagree with me, but if he does, I can handle that. We can take the two x's, right? 2 times 3 is what? What's 2 times 3? 6, right? There it is. That's the number that works for both, right? So say I'm going to do these two numbers. 2 times 3 is 6. Okay? Now I'm going to say, okay, that's the number. When I want to eliminate, that's the number I got to get. Multiply this by 3, that'll give me the 6 I need. Multiply this by 2, that'll give me the 6 I need.
Just saying.
Multiply these two numbers, or like Mr. Hager said, multiply these two together. He said you can use the y's. 3 times 4, 12. What am I going to multiply this by to get? 12, 4. What am I going to multiply this by to get? 12, 3. Then make sure, depending on the signs out of there, you may have to make one negative. Isaiah?
Your 2x is a little close to the 1, so it looks like a 12x.
What happened, buddy? Oh, this, okay. I see where you're coming from, but it is a 2x. Tried to show it with the different colors, but thank you for being, thank you.
So that trick that Mr. Roy said, that will always work. It might not give you the smallest number, but it will always work. Okay. For example, we made the x's what number? They're both what now? They're both what? They're both 6s.
Use your phone.
Okay. We could have made those x's both 12s. We could have. We could multiply the top by 6, multiply the bottom by 4, and now the x's still match. They're 12s. Okay? So Mr. Roy's method's good. Keep that in mind. That's good. Okay. Let's distribute out. You can tell me what you get in the top equation when you distribute out 3. Right, I heard 6x, that's good. Minus 9y. Okay, and how about William? Can you tell me the last one? 6. Okay, now let's do the bottom. Okay, Austin. What do I get when I do -2 times 3x? Good. Okay, Spencer, what do I do when I get -2 times -4y? What's -2 times -4y? Positive. Okay. And last part, Brian, what's -2 times -1? Good. 2. All right. So what cancels out?
6.
Yeah. 6x, -6x. Okay, just to remind people, if you get this far in the problem, I'm already giving you half credit. You've got the equations, even though you haven't solved yet, you get half credit just for those. Okay, let's see, add these up. -9 plus 8. So be careful, -9.
Oh,
Or you can think of it as 8 take away 9. That's -1.
is that an 8? That's a 4, okay.
Okay. How about 6 plus 2? Dominic? 6 plus 2 gives me 8. Good. Okay. And Chelsea, what's my last step to get rid of that -1? Good. Okay. Divide by -1. Okay, Spencer, what do I get when I divide each side by -1? -8. Okay. Any question on that? Okay, who can tell me what's my last step? Yeah, we're going to plug in -8. Okay, where do we, Brian, where do I plug it in? Sure, I can't hear you, Brian, sorry. Which equation do you plug it into? Yeah. He picked the top. You could plug it into the bottom. I would go back to one of the originals. The new ones have bigger numbers. Okay? So it's going to be harder to use. So we get 2x minus, how about Travis, what comes next? 2x minus 3y, but what are we going to fill in for y? -8 equals 2. Okay, Ben, what's -3 times -8? Positive. Good, positive 24. Okay, Eli, what do I do with that 24?
We have to move it over some -24.
Good, I'm going to subtract. And I heard him just say it, 2 minus 24 is -22. So my last step, divide by 2, and x equals -11. Okay. Any questions on that? So you want to do example 2?
No, it's not easy. If it was easy, my sister could get it.
All right, so guys,
Oh my god, stop.
no, we can't. All right, good. So let's think about this, right? I said to Laura earlier, right? Laura, help me out again because I forget. You can obviously tell that by my first warm-up, I'm having a rough day today. I had all my stuff written wrong. Mr. Hager's ready to kill me. I saw the steam coming out of his ears. All right, so I got the, what's the order has to be in again? Laura, can you help me out? Numbers on the, so where we want the letters, what side? What direction is that? Left. Letters left, then what's on the right side of the equal sign? Huh? Numbers on the right, good. And help me, Tyler, help me out again. When we're doing elimination, what do we need? What are we looking for? What 3 things are we looking for? We're on the same side. What are the 3 things we have to be able to eliminate? Same what?
Same like X and Y.
Alright, so what are those? X and Y are what? Same variable. What else? Chelsea?
Same number, different.
Same number, different sign, right? Same number, different sign. Anything, am I ready? I can just go here. I'm good to go.
No.
No, I'm not good to go, right?
First of all, your X's and Y's.
Like Tyler's saying to me right now, he's telling me, Mr. Roy, your X and Y's are wrong. All right? Your X and Y's are wrong. This is example number 2 on your sheet. All right? This is example number 2. Tyler just told me that my X's and Y's are wrong. How come, Tyler? Yeah, I got a number, I got a letter on one side, on the left side, I got a letter and a number on the right-hand side. Laura just told me, no, Mr. Roy. Letters on the left, numbers on the right. All right, so we gotta rearrange some stuff. Will, what am I gonna rearrange?
The top.
Okay, what needs to move?
5y.
How do I move it?
Subtracted.
Subtract, right? I'm gonna subtract 5y from here. I'm gonna subtract 5y from here. I'm coming back down here. I'm gonna show you where this is going right here. I'm gonna write that in now because it's all set to go for equation number 1. What's that gonna look like, Will?
3x minus 5y equals 1.
3x minus 5y equals 1. All I did was minus the 5y and get it over, right?
You just bring your 5.
Letter, right? Letter, number. Letters on the left, numbers on the right. How about this bottom equation? All set?
Yes.
Everything good? What do you think, Justin?
Sure.
Are we good? Sure? All right, you sure? What do I got here? I got numbers on the left. What are the two numbers?
5x, y.
Thank you, buddy. And what's the number on the other side? 8. Thank you, Justin. So I got 5x minus 2y equals 8. Mr. Gushlaw, all right, told me, and Chelsea also told me, same number, same letter, different sign. Don't have that anywhere there. Holy crap, not good. What did I say earlier? What did I say earlier you could do? If you're like, oh, jeez, Mr. Roy, like, I don't even know where to start with this. It's like,
You have to do your
my mind is fried with math.
do your multiples of 5 multiples.
Yeah, but I can do my multiples of 5 down here. Like, I'm not like Mr. Hager. I'm not good at math. He's good at it. I'm not. All right. I want to do. It may take me a little more work, but I want to find the quickest way. Huh? I'm not a math teacher. I do a little bit of everything. All right. So next week, 8, 9, I'm in biology, man. I'm doing something different every week. So what did I say you could do in the last problem to figure it out? Anybody remember? Joe? I was hoping, man. I'm hoping you remembered. I can multiply the x's together or multiply the y's together. I did not hear you. I'm sorry. I apologize. All right, that's me bowing to you. Yes, the great Elijah. Hey, oh. All right, so which one do you want to multiply, Elijah? You want to do the 3 and the 5 or the 2, the 5 and the 2? 3 and the 5, what do you get? 15. I'm going to multiply those two together. I get 15. Now, Eli, what am I going to multiply this by to get me there to this? Negative what? What am I going to multiply this by to get that? What am I multiply? The 3, I'm going to multiply by 5. That means I'm going to multiply everything by 5. Mr. Nealon, on the bottom, what am I going to multiply this by to get that? 3. Very good. But who said it?
Close the
Is
door.
that you, Martin? Oh, I was hoping it make me happy. All right. Someone said yeah. So we gotta when we do this, if I just kept it both positive, I'm not gonna get the opposite sign. That's the most important thing. That's what's gonna eliminate them. All right. So now on your paper right now, take a minute from right now and do that math. Take a minute. Don't ask me what the answer is. I'm going to go over it with you. Do not worry. We're going to go over it together. Top one. Sam Mans, what you get for the top one?
15x minus 2y.
Minus what? 25? So Sam says 15x, then what?
Minus 25y.
Minus 25y equals what? I agree. I agree with that. I 100% agree. She's good with her signs. She's good with everything. Nice job. Mr. Shaw, you can tell me no if you want, man. I'm fine with that. Would you be willing to share what you got at the bottom? No, hey, man, that's okay. Whoa. Martin, lay it on me, brother.
For negative 15 x
Yeah.
minus
Negative 3, negative 2.
positive 6
Thank you very much. Now I like you again.
20
Positive or negative?
negative.
Negative 24, right? Martin needed a few fine adjustments there, but for the most part, he was in good shape. Emma, what gets eliminated? What letter? X is gone, right? I should have wrote that here, eliminate X. X is gone, right? Negative 25, positive 6. Negative 25, positive 6. Answer going to be positive or negative? Negative, right? 25 is bigger than 6. We always take the sign. We're not multiplying. We're not dividing. Take the sign of the bigger number. You said it. 19. Thank you, Isaiah. Equals positive 5, negative 24. Number going to be positive or negative? Negative. 24 is bigger than 5, right? What's 25 minus 4? Benjamin Nealon? No, 19.
Negative 19.
But Nealon, because I like you, redeem yourself. What do you do now? Yes, you do. What am I going to do right now?
Play dumb.
Huh? Thank you very much. By what? Thank you very much. I knew you could do it. Have some confidence. All right? What's y equal? 1. Excellent. Very good. Perfect. Now, what's the decision? Shelby, what's the decision we have to make now? Once we get this. All right, so Shelby, which one do you want to plug it into? Top or bottom? You going to do the top? The top is fine. I'm okay with that. We could do the bottom too. All right? Because look at 2 is smaller than 5. It's a smaller number, but we're only multiplying by 1, so it's not going to be that bad. So I'm going to go with what Shelby says. I don't want to upset her. She said plug it into the top one. Shelby, you got to tell me what that equation is going to be now.
3x times 1
Keep going.
get 5 negative minus 5 and then plus 5
Should be.
and then divide by 3 and then you get 6x.
Oh?
Oops, I mean 2.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Is it? All understand. Quick recap. Quick recap. We chose these numbers. Pay attention to me, Benjamin, please. If I'm reviewing for some people out there that's saying I don't get this, so that means you should be listening right now. Especially one of the people that don't get it. Marcus Dufault, pay attention. Ryan Martin, pay attention. You did awesome on that middle part, but I still need you with me, okay? So listen, I multiplied the 3 and the 5 together to get 15. That told me, okay, that's the number that they have in common. In this box, I have to put numbers that when I multiply by the x's, the number will be 15. That's why I chose 5. 5 times 3 is 15. That's why I chose negative 3. Negative 3 times 5 is 15. Same letter, same number, different signs. That's the key. That's what we're looking for. That's the trick, guys. If you have a hard time thinking of where to start, multiply the numbers together and say, what am I going to multiply by in that box to get those numbers, to get that number that I picked? That's all you got to do. All right? The rest, all we added was what is multiplying by another, or multiplying another equation, all right, to change. Yesterday we only did 1. Today we're doing 2. That's the only difference, right?
Correct.
Thank you.
That's why I'm finished.
Next.
Oh, gee, now.
Both of, now, calm down. Not every, huh? What happened there? Is skip example 1C?
There's example 2.
Is there a 2? Is there a 2C?
1C.
Oh, we skipped 1C? That's all right.
Nice job.
Go to the back. The baseball one is on the back. Baseball one's on the back side. I don't know what happened to 1C. Somehow it got lost in the abyss. It's okay. Some of you guys, like Tyler did, he put it in the 1C spot and you just do an arrow down to example 2. So that's gonna help you remember. Right, Ryan? You're still with me, right? Thank you, man. All right. So here we go. Wyatt, can you do me a favor and just read this to me? Or read it to everybody? Hold on, you can't say anything right now. Not till Wyatt's done. Wyatt has the floor. Go ahead, buddy.
2 baseball, 3 bats, $75.
Yeah.
5 baseballs and 2 bats cost $94. Find the cost of 1 baseball.
Find the cost of one baseball.
We don't need it.
All right? So, we're only asked to find the baseball. All right? If you find both, you okay with that, Mr. Hager?
Yeah, as long as they say which one is the baseball.
Okay. So, 2 baseballs, 3 bats, cost $75. All right. Anybody want to take a crack at maybe someone I haven't heard from too frequently today? Like my good friend. Right, yes, I was still calling you, Sam. All right. Sam, you want to give a shot at how do you set up your first equation? So 2b plus, do whatever you want. 3y equals 75. I love it. It's beautiful. 2b plus 3y equals 75. So, Sam, what's b representing? I'm going to cross out baseballs and put b. What's your y representing? Bats. Y is bats. Great. Mr. Nerdy, look at what Sam just did with the 2 baseballs, 3 bats, cost 75. I think you could definitely figure out how to set up the second one. 5B. Yeah.
2B.
Well, not 2B. What's representing the bats? What letter? What's representing bats?
Why?
Y.
Y. So I'm going to put here 5B plus
2Y.
2Y
94.
equals 94. Before we go any further, before we do anything else, yeah, I know, you guys that are giggling, yeah, it says, baseballs. Okay, hey. All right, so, here's the deal.
So funny.
What do I got to, Benjamin, what do I got to double check right now? What's the question I have to ask myself before I do any type of math? Is it in order? Really? How come? Tell me why.
Because the letters are on the left.
B's are over the B's, Y's are over the Y's, numbers are over numbers. Okay. Now, which, Justin, I know that. Which letter do you want to eliminate?
B.
You want to eliminate B?
Yeah.
I'm fine with that. Justin says eliminate B. What did I say to do, Justin? You remember with these 2 numbers? Somebody help out Justin. Times it, right? So when I do this, what do I get? 10.
So I say one thing, we can do this, this is fine. But if we eliminate B, what are you going to be finding the cost of? You're going to be finding the cost of the bat right away. Then you're going to have to plug it back in to find the baseball. If you had eliminated Y, you get the cost of the baseball right away and be done.
So Justin, you're not wrong. Justin, you're not wrong.
You're not
Let's
wrong.
switch that, right? Let's do the Y's instead. So what do I get when I multiply the Y's?
6.
6. Now, in this box, what do I have to put? Do you know? 6. I got to put the number in here that when I multiply it by this will give me that. Not 3, because 3 times 3 is 9. 2, right? 2. They're both positive, right? Eli says, you said a 2 bet, I'm sorry. Eli says, get the negative 2 get the negative 2 done right away. Negative 2. All right? So negative 2. In this box, all right? Travis, in this box is going to go what? 5 times 2y gives me 6?
No.
3, right? I got a net because they're both positive, so I got to switch the sign. And like Ben and Eli were saying, you're going to make one of these negative. Right? Because if you made the 3 negative, that's perfectly fine. As long as you get a different sign, that's the key. All right? Again, same deal. Take a minute and do your multiplication. Take a minute and do your multiplication. I will double check. We will go over it just like we did the last one, I promise you. So, my good friend, Mr. Shaw, I'm gonna put my equal signs here, because again, I said, if you had a calculator to do the -2 times 75, great. 3 times 94, great. I'm not worried about that right now, though. Everything, Shawzy, give me everything else before the equal sign. I can't hear, guys, stop talking, please. Thank you. Mr. Shaw, go ahead, buddy. -4b. I'm just going to put -6y, okay? I don't want to mess with too many signs. So -6y, yep. And then we'll leave that for now. We'll come back to that, okay? This on the bottom. 15b, yep.
If you got a decimal.
Plus 6y. Good. All right. Ben, I know you did 75 times -2. What you get? -150. Thank you. That's going to be on the top. -150. Anybody do 94 times 3? What you get, Eli? 282? Mr. Hip, I gotta go to the judge. 282? 282. 282, Mr. Hager says. All right, 282. Come back to me, guys. Come back to me. Come back to me. Come back to me. Thank you. What, Victoria? Victoria. What letters get eliminated? Y or Y? B? -4, positive 15b. R? That's going to eliminate? Yeah, you're right. I wasn't sure because you're like, why? All right, so this cancels out, right? Victoria, when I do this, what do I get?
Can you explain why that's better that those canceled out again?
Oh, guys, listen. Remember, we're asking for baseballs, right? We're asking for B. If we would have eliminated, like Justin said, we would have eliminated the B's. We would have eliminated the baseballs, which we're trying to solve for. We could have done that, but we would have had to do another step. That's why Y was better, because Y is the bats. It's only asking us to solve for the baseball, not the bats. All right, so we don't have to worry about the bats. We don't have to solve for the baseballs. That's why we wanted to eliminate the Y's, because the Y's represents the bats.
I said B because it says eliminate B.
Oh, jeepers, crow, Mr. Roy, what are you doing? Why? Victoria, good looks. All right, so Victoria, -4b and 15. 11 what? B. Equals, someone help me out, 282 minus 150? 132. All right, what do I do now?
Divide by 11. Divide by 11.
Divide by 11, right? Huh? -4, 15. Or 15. If the bottom number is positive, read it backwards. 15 minus 4. It's easy. You're not dealing with negatives. 11, right? So 132 divided by 11. How much do the baseballs cost? Someone help me out. I don't know. Is it $12 on the dot?
It's $12 on the dot.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. $12. Again, we did not have to solve for the bats. It only asked us to find the baseballs. That's it.
We're done?
That's all. All right, now, before we go on, we're gonna do one more with the papers.
Great, so for homework tonight, you guys will be doing a worksheet on 12.5, part 2.